Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for making the journey over here under difficult circumstances. It's a great place, the State Library, and I'm sure some of you had an interesting journey to get here through heavy rain this afternoon, but we welcome you warmly. We were on the Gold Coast this morning and had a good turn-up, good response, and there was another function on the Gold Coast last night, and we will be filming what we're doing here tonight and making that available for people in the regions and others who couldn't get here. As you know, probably my name is Peter Little. I'm recently appointed Chair of Screen Queensland. I'm not sure whether it's 2 months or 3 months. It seems like a bit longer, to be honest. We've been working very hard over the last little while, and I'm delighted to be able to just share with you some comments about the incoming CEO, Tracy Vieira. I'm sure you've all read about her appointment, and the board and management have been working incredibly hard over the last couple of months, even right through Christmas and New Year holidays, right through January holidays, to complete the recruitment process and to get a really world-class CEO into Screen Queensland. Tracy, I'm sure you all know, she's had nearly a decade in Los Angeles. She's Executive Vice President for International Production with Ozfilm. I think she's played a key role in bringing well over $500 million worth of production to Australia, as well as doing a lot of other things that will stand her in good stead for her new role with Screen Queensland. She has excellent connections, obviously, internationally, and that's important. But she also is very well connected and well respected within Australia. And she is a Queenslander coming home, so she understands the local industry, and she won't be focused just on bringing international productions to Australia, but the whole suite of responsibilities that Screen Queensland has. And together with the board, she and the management will be working extremely hard in the coming time to deliver on the strategic plan of Screen Queensland, which is a multi-layered approach. She has excellent communication skills, good people skills, good industry knowledge, and she's raring to go. We wish she was here right now, but I can tell you she's very excited about the opportunities in front of her, including this very important emerging program. The emerging program will deliver funding both from the state government and the federal government, matched by the federal government, from July this year, and Catherine will be soon taking through the expression of interest criteria and what the sorts of things that we hope to see. Could I just say that as a background to Catherine's presentation, I think it's fair to say that we're really motivated and engaged by the profound changes that are taking place in the screen industry. And those profound changes are happening in almost every area of the economy. I work in a university, profound changes are happening there as well. Most people don't quite understand, the disruptive forces that are coming to universities. You can do a free course at Harvard University. I mean, it's amazing. And similarly, the same things are happening in the screen industry. So the emerging program needs to be seen against that backdrop. We are looking for innovation. We are looking for to support people who are and have the capacity to do wonderful things in a fast-changing world. The screen industry in Queensland, as far as we can tell, generated $60 million in 2012-13 and employed well over 1,200 people. We are hopeful that, and I know the government is extremely hopeful, that we can do much, much better than that, and we think there's a lot of upside. We're delighted to have Unbroken and soon to have San Andreas here, but we want to keep that going, and we want also to see a great success generated locally. When we're talking about great success generated locally, I'm sure many of you will know some of the wonderful things that are happening. For instance, Hoodlum's 6-part series, which is about to screen on Channel 10, Secrets and Lies. And I've seen the first 2 episodes, and the board got to see those first 2 episodes, and it absolutely drew us in, and I'll be guaranteed to be watching the whole part. But it's a wonderful success, and I understand that a second series has been sold, and certainly that series has been sold to the United States. Last week I got the opportunity to see the Jonathan Schiff's Mako 2 set on the Gold Coast. And if you want a really good metaphor as to what's happening in this industry, I can just share a conversation I had with Jonathan before Christmas. And he was telling me that he had signed up with Netflix. And he asked me if I knew about Netflix, and I said, yes, I've been following the Netflix story for a number of years because I'm interested in business innovation and change and new business models. And I know that Netflix is a company that has been trying to strip out the middle operators, strip out the costs and deal directly with clients. And I said to him, so how did a guy filming in Brisbane or in Queensland get selected by Netflix? He said, we were chosen by an algorithm. Yeah, think about that. You know, chosen by an algorithm. Well, of course, it makes perfect sense. So, some of the best decision makers and best leaders in the world will tell you that the best decisions are data driven. And so what they do is Netflix are gathering data from all sorts of sources, presumably social media reactions to productions and so on, and that's how they make their choice. And the great thing about that is you can be in Queensland and you can create a world-class business, if you're good enough. And that's what Jonathan has been able to achieve, and we hope the emerging program will enable people to take steps on that journey. And there are many, many other wonderful stories emerging in Queensland right now, not just in traditional screen, but if you look at the Half-Brick guys and what they've done with Fruit Ninja and other things, 3 young Queenslanders, great innovators. And so these are the sorts of things that we would like to think that we can play a role in supporting through the emerging program. Could I just say also that we've got a little under $500,000 to invest. And as I said on the Gold Coast this morning, if we had $10 million annually to invest, we could wisely invest that, no question. Well, we've got a little under $500,000. So we're going to have to make really hard choices about what we support. But you will see from Catherine's presentation that we are looking for true innovative ideas and other things. But we can't support everything. We can't support everything that we've ever done and everything that's possible to do in the future. We don't have the resources to do it. But we are hoping that out of this process that some wonderful ideas will come forward and that we'll be able to support them. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Catherine Neubauer to take you through the emerging guidelines. Thank you.
I'll just have to get my presentation back. We're back. Sorry. Okay, so once again, thank you for being here. I'm really excited about this process, it's been a real privilege to be involved with this. As I said to you before, this is a conversation and we're just starting that process. So we really welcome to have dialogue. We really welcome to have your input, your feedback, your questions as we proceed. So, so why are we taking this approach? So Screen Queensland is committed to providing professional and career development services to the emerging sector. We're looking for innovative ideas and fresh ideas to create powerful pathways for Queensland practitioners to enter, upskill or retrain in the screen industry. All services to the emerging sector will be well targeted and responsive to industry needs. We're really fortunate to receive from SPA in 2013, they actually had quite a detailed research across the country, or survey, sorry. They talked to over 50 different companies and looking at what are some of the skill shortages that we have here. It was really interesting, first and foremost, that 57% of producers, or those that participated, actually said that they experienced it when they were trying to, when looking for crew. There was a number of different skill gaps, etc. This is a national survey. It's not just related to the Queensland marketplace, but certainly even when we look at the top 5 of that list, and these are 5 areas, so there's a number of different roles within those. We can see, production accounting, script. Jock Blair, who's the head of development at Screen Queensland, wanted me to specifically talk about script and story writing because it's absolutely critical to support interactive media, production and post-production and visual effects. Certainly from a Queensland perspective, we really see that there's 3 really clear ones. Script and storytelling is certainly something that I think has been, I won't say lacking, but we haven't been as well resourced in that space. So these are areas certainly that we would really, look to target and to develop. The interactive and the post-production is really interesting because these are really world-class services that we think we can deliver from the Queensland space and state. So these are areas that we think also offer opportunity to that emerging sector to continue to develop and nurture. So where are the skill So all the producers surveyed indicated that on-the-job training also was absolutely, paramount when looking at, professional development. So in terms of the opportunities, the good news is that media is still growing and there is still a demand for it. So we can be rest assured that we've still got jobs in this industry. And of course, we can see that digital media is absolutely dominating that sector. I think as Peter was talking about the Netflix experience, that direct-to-consumer ability now for a lot of young practitioners to be able to speak to is just testament to that. So it is, such a, I guess the key takeaway is that this is such a critical area, and there's a lot of opportunities also in for the emerging sector to really target and talk to this area. So, they have the new tools to allow content creators to create, promote, distribute and monetize their work. It also allows new entrants to effectively market themselves nationally and internationally, and also that building business relationships and networks to be able to forge alliances and leveraging expertise. And that is, not just in a domestic, but also in an international environment as well. So this is, these are the new tools of the trade. So some of the programs that they're also looking for, we're hoping will also target these areas of opportunity. So the types of people that we are targeting, and this is really critical both also from a Screen Australia and also a Screen Queensland point of view. And I should now say, and I do apologise, we're delighted to have Chris Oliver, who is from Screen Australia, in the room with us today, as well as Christina Alvarez, who heads up Screen Network, and also she is the CEO for Metro Screen in New South Wales, so apologies for not doing that earlier. And both Chris and Christina will be available to speak to you. So we are looking, as I said, for both Indigenous and non-Indigenous. We're also looking for both metropolitan and regional programs. It's important that we also specify that we need to see some strong regional coming through. And we're also looking to work across all platforms, so film, television, new media and games. And games probably is something also that we see as a big opportunity in the Queensland marketplace. Victoria's been leading the way, but Queensland, with the likes of companies such as Half Brick and a number of other great new practitioners that are coming through, we really do see this as a really growth market for us. It was really interesting because, you know, a lot of the big US organisations such as Sega, etc., were actually based in Queensland. They've left entirely, but a lot of those people are on the ground and actually now building companies here. So, and again, I wanted to reiterate that the program should also support those looking to upskill or to retrain as well. So, we've got a little bit of a list of things that we'd like to have in terms of our wish list for the people that are going to be providing those services. So there's not much on there. I know we haven't got a lot of money, but we're expecting huge returns for that. So we're looking for individuals, companies or organisations that are passionate about investing in skills and talent, inspirational and innovative thinkers. So not just thinking about traditional means, but really thinking about what is the big sky opportunities. Experts in delivery of high quality training aligned to industry needs. Tech-savvy operators able to use the tools of the digital world to create new career pathways into the industry. And well-connected people. So we're looking for people that are networked and are able to also help develop and build effective partnerships, both perhaps with other organisations and other concepts that you're bringing to the table for that sector, as well as allowing those partnerships to be introduced to the emerging sector as well. And the types of services, this is us giving you some ideas. It's not, please don't be limited by this. This is, you know, us throwing some ideas up onto a wall. And, you know, and again, it's just the start of the conversation, and this is where where we'd like to start with. So the types of things would be training in the use of new tools to promote people and ideas, masterclasses for professionals at the top of their field, mentoring opportunities, hot houses and incubators. So if there's a great game developer or something, or bringing expansion of masterclasses, so 3-day workshops with career script writers and working with producers and how they work with writers, etc. Practical experience, online resources, networking opportunities, including virtual collaboration between city dwellers and their regional cousins. So, we might not be able to take all of the programs truly regionally, but we should always be thinking about how we can factor that in. Partnerships result in tangible opportunities to showcase expertise or work product and delivery of the Raw Nerve program, and that's something that I will go into a little bit later. So the budget, because I'm sure you all want to know. So we have a matched partnership, matched fund with Screen Australia, and it's approximately $480,000 per annum, and this is to provide the services to the emerging sector. I want to just talk to that, well actually I'll go down this, I'll keep going through, excuse me. So while there is no specific budget allocation to any one program, each application will be assessed on its merits and cost effectiveness. So as I said at the beginning, we may not necessarily be looking for one group or one idea or one organisation to deliver the program. We may also be looking for a number of different companies or organisations to be able to deliver those ideas, and so therefore we'll allocate funds accordingly to how much that idea is merits and needs to deliver. In addition, Screen Australia provides $35,000 to fund the Raw Nerve program, and then also there's the third-party contribution. One of the things that Christina was able to share with us, which I'd like to share, is that Metro Screen does a third. So they do 1/3 is coming through from Screen Australia and also Screen New South Wales, and then 2/3 of their funding actually comes from other sources, be it training or other sponsorships, etc. So it's about being proactive. There's also other state and federal money that might also be out there, be it from tourism, be it from technology, etc., that is possible to bring into these programs. And what we're really looking for is sustainable businesses in the funding model, so just not being reliant on one source. So the Raw Nerve program is a national program that supports production of short films by new practitioners. Raw Nerve will support 3 Queensland filmmaking teams, it's a producer, director, writer, to produce a 5 to 7 minute short film around a theme in 2015. The 2014 Raw Nerve program is already underway, so that's why we're listing it as 2015. The final projects will broadcast on ABC2, and the successful applicant, so that's who's going to be delivering the Raw Nerve program, is expected to provide mentoring and practical support to enable the teams to refine their craft and achieve their creative vision. So it might be script workshops and those types of things to help facilitate the actual delivery of the program. So again, these are some ideas that we've trawled through and seen some ideas that that internationally are being done as well as locally. And again, this is about sharing concepts and getting you to start thinking about big picture opportunities. So in the UK, there is my first job in film. This is actually a program or a sort of a networking database which new film or new emerging sector can actually upload their information, and then those organisations that are looking for new and emerging talent, they will actually be able to share information, be able to exchange emails, and also talk about the opportunities so that that person can land their first job in film or television. So it's a really practical approach to getting to the emerging sector into professional development. Amazon Studios, as many of you probably know, they have now launched this new pitch video, so they call for entrants to actually come and pitch a 5-minute pitch to their idea, and that could potentially be awarded with funding. It allows now everyone to be able to get their idea in front of Amazon. However, there's going to be some ideas or some people that are going to be pitching better than other people. So there might be some courses around actually giving, how do I pitch my idea in, how do I get my idea in there? So it's a tangible and practical approach to being able to get your concept in front of somebody. I mean, pitching, no matter what area of the industry we're involved in, be it from production, writing, directing, from crew, you absolutely have to get you have to learn how to pitch, and so those are really practical, ideas as well. The other one is Killer Films and I always say Mastify, I don't know why, Mastify. This is really, a really interesting one. It was effectively brokering a really high-profile US producer or production company with this fantastic next-generation online platform. So they were well-known, Massify is really well-known for sort of being kind of at the forefront with next-generation, craftspeople. But it was a union that they actually brought together whereby they were now getting sort of like the skill set from this highly developed production company and this cut through and cutting edge sort of young new talent. And putting them together in a sort of a melting pot and being able for them to be able to pitch their ideas to kill films. And then of course there's, simple ideas. Transmedia. We all know about it, we all know that we have to deliver it, but what is transmedia, and then also how does great story work across all the different platforms? So understanding that, how that narrative needs to be carried across all the different areas, and sometimes that type of, information is absolutely what people are requiring. And then again, another one was a networking idea for games. This was actually done in Wales, and it was bringing in game developers at the top of their form, their class, and actually taking them around a number of different locations, so that people were actually hearing how did they come into the area, what were some of the things that they were, looking for, etc. So again, another great, networking initiative, but with a really very focused and targeted discussion around. So again, just some ideas to get it out there, to get the conversation started. So in terms of eligibility to apply, so we are looking for people or organisations who have demonstrated ability to deliver career and professional development services. So this may include accreditation as a registered training organisation, although this is not essential. And we're also, again, looking for sustainable businesses. So as we said, we're looking for it to continue to develop and grow this sector. And be Queensland resident and or have their business registered in Queensland. Universities and TAFEs and organisations associated with these institutions are excluded from applying. It's not to say that you might be able to partner with them, they may be able to give you some resources that you perhaps weren't able to deliver, but they already receive state and federal funding, and so they're not eligible to receive this money. So if you do partner with these types of organisations, then the money would not go to them, the money would go to you. You have to look at how the resources are factored in from what they provide. So in terms of how I apply, so contact us. We're open for business, we're open for discussion, and love to hear. Already, we were at the Gold Coast this morning and had the same presentation. I've already got meetings now set up. So really, excited to hear and share your ideas. The EOI guidelines from the screen are on the Screen Queensland website. We also have today brought with us a USB. So if you're interested and you'd like to apply, there is a USB which has the guidelines, application form, and also this presentation. So you can take that with you, and or you can get it from the website. The application form needs to come into us completed by the 21st of February in order for you to go through to be considered. So, sorry, I can't read that screen because my eyesight's really bad at the moment. So as I said, the 21st of February is the deadline for submission. Then the shortlisted candidates will be notified and advised a date for interview. So that will be from the 31st of March. After we've conducted some of those interviews, then we'll be asking for phase 2 for those successful applicants, and that will begin from the 3rd of April. The reason that we have 2 phases is because the next phase, if you're successful in the first phase, will be to actually provide us with quite detailed business plans, etc., and that requires a lot of time and effort, so we're very conscious of that, and that's the rationale behind that. The final submission for phase 2 will be on the 2nd of May, and the successful applicants will be announced in June this year. We are looking for the programs to commence immediately after that. Obviously, it doesn't have to be the next day, but certainly within that first quarter in of the next financial year. So, in terms of who's kind of the team from Screen Queensland that is just overseeing this process, we won't be the only ones that are involved in this process, of course. Myself, also Casey Moore, and also Rowena Billard will be involved in the process. There will be other people that you'll probably need to also talk to. Obviously, where Tracy will be very much involved with this, Liz Cameron, who's here as well, will also be involved in this too. So I am actually going to do a quick introduction to the Screen Queensland team before we open to questions. So I don't know if everyone's here because it looks like a lot of people, we're all going to be here, but I think some people might have been still caught in traffic. So Liz, would you like to just wave? So Liz Cameron, who oversees legal and business affairs. Lisa Webber, I'm going to get you right because most of this morning I got in trouble and she's not here. So Lisa is, of course, she oversees finance. Angus, who you met before. Gina, of course, who you also met before with incentives. Casey, you're here. So, and I think, is there anyone else? Christian, who's with us. Is there anyone? I think that's it from Screen Queensland in the room right now.
There's a few people outside.
And there's a few people outside, and there's more people will be there for drinks, no doubt. So, that brings me to questions. Does anyone have any? And I can't see.